let's start at the top. We'll take the right ear and bring it towards the right shoulder. Oof. Lowering the left arm down towards the floor. Breathing into the stretch in the left side. Bringing it back to center. Tipping the ear to the left, bringing the right hand down towards the mat to create some extra length in the right side of the neck. Breathing deeply into the stretch. If you're anything like me, you carry a lot of tension around there, so this is a great stretch to loosen things up. Back to center. And tip right, lengthen left arm. Breathing into the side of the neck. And back to center and left. Tip. Bringing the right arm down nice and long to help with the stretch. Back through center. One last time, tipping to the right. And if you want this time, you can take the right arm and just gently place it on the sort of top left side of your head, just to provide a little bit of encouragement down. Nothing too hard or too crazy, obviously, just some gentle pressure. And back to center, bringing the head to the left, bringing the left arm up to the top right side of the head, gently encouraging things over. And back to center. Let's bring the hands to prayer position and then swooping them down towards the floor, up, around in a circle like butterfly wings. High prayer at the top and down the center line to the solar plexus. So some arm flows here just to get some movement in the arms and shoulders and chest and just kind of, loosen things up a little bit. Just taking it easy. We've been away a little bit, so let's not go too crazy. Be kind to ourselves today. And on the next upswing, let's bring the arms up straight out of the shoulders, fingertips to sky, palms facing one another in seated Urdhva Hastasana. Chin parallel to the floor. Nice active arms, but keeping the shoulders down and away from the ears, so creating a bit of space right here. Let's then bring the hands together, clasp the hands, flip the palms to the sky, and bringing the arms in towards one another. So palm to sky stretch, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Planting the left hip down, like being conscious to keep the left hip down, and then tilt to the right. Bit of a right side body stretch, or left side body stretch by moving to the right. Back to center. Tip to the left, keeping the right hip glued down. You don't want to be tipping over. Sometimes it takes a conscious effort to keep things planted. Back to center. Tip to the right. Plant to the left, hip down, arms straight and strong, center, and tip to the left. Breathing as you go, and back to center. Very good, drop the hands. Let's take the left arm and bring it across the chest, and using the right arm as a bracket, so the bicep is parallel to the floor and the fingertips are facing the sky and your right arm's in a bit of a 90-degree angle. Then bringing the left arm across your chest, pulling back gently with the left shoulder for a bit of a left shoulder stretch. Breathing through that stretch. Enjoying the stretch. Yoga is meant to be enjoyed. And then release. Let's bring the right arm across the chest, using the left arm this time as a bracket, left fingertips to sky. right arm resting in on top of the left bicep, and gently encouraging the right shoulder back and pulling back with the left arm to create some resistance and a stretch of the shoulder. There we go. Let's release that. And let's get a few things moving in our hips and torso area. We'll do some torso twirls. So hands on knees, bring the chest forward and around, bringing it to the right and back, around in a circle. So you'll probably feel, some activity and sensation in your lower back. Your glutes get a bit of a massage, bonus. And just some mobility, extra mobility in your torso area, which is not something we tend to focus on very much, really. And other way, opposite direction, almost like stirring a pot. And coming to a gentle stop. Now let's go on to our belly. And we'll take our elbows and place them under our shoulders, forearms out towards the top of the mat, fingers spread, open across the collarbones, and lifting up through the spine, through the chest. And we want to be conscious of how we lift through the spine because we don't want to compress our lower back. So really lifting up gently through the chest and the collarbones, opening across the collarbones, and keeping your gaze between your hands, just a little bit above the between the hands area. This is Sphinx pose. And coming back down. While we're here, let's take a half frog. So we'll bring our right leg, our right knee out to the right. And then bring our calf muscles so it's parallel to the side of the mat. And if you want a little bit more, you can adjust your knee upwards towards the top of the mat, or if you want a little less, you can bring it further down towards the bottom of the mat. Just play around to find an area that's a gentle stretch in the groin, but not too much. That feels good. And bringing the right leg back behind you, let's do it on the other side. So take the left knee and bring it up towards the top of the mat. Left shin parallel to the side of the mat. Adjusting the knee up or down as feels good. And bring it back behind you. Let's bring the arms alongside your body. We're not going to do anything with the arms right at the moment, but we're just going to keep them there because we will try to do something with them in a moment. And concentrating the contact with the pelvis and the mat, let's then lift up the legs, engaging the glutes, engaging the legs for a half locust. Breathing as we go, trying to relax our upper body. The bottom half of our body is doing most of the work here. And gently lowering to the ground. And when you're ready, we'll concentrate the contact between the pelvis and the floor and lift up the legs once more, pointing the toes to the back of the mat. And if you want a little bit more, you can lift up your chest. And this is where your arms then get engaged, so their fingertips are pointing to the back of the mat. Nice and long and strong behind you. Opening up the chest, rolling your shoulders back a little bit to open up those collarbones. Lifting up a little bit more through the chest if you can, leading with the collarbone area to lengthen out the spine and bring it down. Gently and with control. Now let's push back into a child's pose. So knees as wide as your mat, toes together, and sitting back on your heels. Arms out long in front of you. Take a moment to breathe and just relax and enjoy being here. Child's pose is a lovely place to be. One of my favorites. If you like, you can flip your palms to the sky. And then if you want to, you can bring your hands, clasp your hands at the back of your neck, your upper back area. And you can always walk your elbows forward towards the top of the mat if you could use a little more of a stretch in your back of your arm, tricep muscles. And breathe here. Enjoy how that feels. And let's bring the arms out long in front, fingertips towards the top of the mat. Let's then walk both arms towards the left. And when we do this, we want to keep our sitting bones on our heels as much as we can, creating a lovely stretch in this right side of the body. If you want to, you can try to stack right hand on top of left. That's an option. If not, you can just keep them side by side or parallel to one another. That's cool. And enjoy that stretch in the right side of your body. Breathe into that stretch. Then moving towards the center, passing through center, heading over to the right. Keeping your hips down onto your heels. Keeping your arms nice and long. Enjoying the stretch in your left side body. If you're able to inch over a little bit more to the right, give that a try. If you're happy where you are, that's cool too. You can hang it there. And breathe. And coming back to center. Now from here, flip your right palm to the sky. And lifting up just a little bit, take your left arm and thread it under your right underarm, across your chest, and lower it down. For a child's pose, thread the needle. Looking to the right, because it'd be really difficult to look to the left, but just so we're clear, look to the right. Enjoy the stretch in the back of your shoulder. That front, that stretch earlier on in the class across the chest when we were seated was a nice lead up to this. And unwinding, bringing the left arm out in front, both palms to the mat. And pushing into the left hand, flipping the right hand over, then threading the right arm underneath the left underarm and lowering everything down. Be aware of how your neck is positioned. If it's feeling scrunched up, just pick your head up and lift it up a little bit towards the top of the mat, just to create a little bit of length and space in the vertebra of the neck. I was going to say of the spine of your neck, which is not a little confusing. So yeah, the vertebra of your neck. And unwinding and coming back to child's pose, arms out in front. And then coming up to a upright position. Let's bring the knees together and sit back on our heels for a moment. And just enjoy the feeling of hero's pose. And in hero's pose, we're going to be aware of our posture. This is a really nice pose to be aware of the posture. Well, it's always nice to be aware of your posture, but I kind of like it in this pose. broadening across the chest, bringing those shoulder blades down and back and shoulders away from the ears. I like to put my hands face down on my thighs. If you wanted to encourage those shoulders down a little bit more, you could always reach for the floor too. No harm in that. If you want a little bit more of a stretch here, you can reach behind and clasp your hands behind your lower back area. Straighten the arms, and that will roll back the shoulders. Open the chest. Straighten the arms back more if you want a little bit more of a opening in your chest. If not, you can just kind of take it easy, and that's okay too. Unwinding the arms, leaning forward just a little bit, tucking the toes, and leaning, coming back onto the balls of your feet. Into a bottom of the foot stretch. Now, if this is too much, just lean it forward, no big deal. Lean it forward, having your hands on the mat to a point where it feels comfortably challenging for you. There are no gold medals given, unfortunately, in this class for coming right back on the balls of your toes. That would be nice. Funny side point, I had my very first cavity when I was 45 years old. And I was extremely disappointed because I kind of thought I had Teflon teeth all that time. And my husband teased me with my disappointedness. He said, Melissa, there's no gold medal given upon your deathbed for having no cavities. So you haven't lost out on anything. It's the same thing with this. And now coming forward, let's go on to tabletop. Being mindful of our alignment. So we're going to make sure that our wrists are under our shoulders and our knees are under our hips. Let's do some cat and cow. It's always a nice way to start. So we'll drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the heart, inhale. And exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the pelvis, pushing into the hands, chin to chest, cat pose, engaging the abs, dropping the belly, lifting the head, chest, and tail, cow, dropping the pelvis, pushing into the hands, rolling the spine up, cat, and dropping the belly, lifting the tail and the head and chest into cow one more time. And cat. Rounding the spine. And coming back to neutral, let's do a lateral spinal stretch. So bringing the right shoulder and right hip together. Oh boy, yep, I feel that today. Whew, feels good. I feel a nice stretch probably in the left hip. Let's pass through center and bring left hip and left shoulder together. Let's pass through center, make a right C shape, and pass through center, do a left C shape, keeping the integrity of the pose, pushing into your hands, making sure that your arms are supporting your body, they're not collapsing. Back through center, C shape right, and pass through center, C shape left one more time. And back to neutral tabletop. Let's kickstand the right leg out about 45 degrees to the side. Put the weight into the right hand and place the left foot parallel to the back of your mat. And then bring the left arm up to sky. Fingertips pointing towards the sky. And if you're happy here, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, engage the abs like a girdle and lift the left foot so that it's parallel to the ground. And breathe. If you want, you can stay here, or you can bend your left knee, put your heel towards your glute, reach back with the left hand, capture the left foot, and kick into the hand with the foot gently. Or not do the kick and just sort of, relax into the stretch. That's okay too. Releasing the foot if you took it. Leg parallel to the floor, arm to sky, and back to tabletop. Let's kickstand the left leg, shin out to the side. Bring the right foot parallel to the back of the mat, putting your weight into the left hand, making sure the left wrist and shoulder are aligned. Then bringing the right arm, fingertips up to sky. Staying here or engaging the abs, lifting the right leg so it's parallel to the floor. Breathing as you're here, enjoying being here. And stay here or bend that leg in towards your glute and capture it with the right hand. Either by kicking into the hand or just hanging out and holding on to it. Releasing the foot if you took it, hand up to sky, foot behind you, and tabletop. Let's do a half Hanuman by bringing the right leg right straight out in front of you, or straight-ish, straight as you can. Squaring the hips, if you can, to the front of the mat, making sure they're parallel to one another. Your foot is flexed so your toes are towards the sky. And you can elongate through the spine and come over the leg if you like to, or you can just stay like that. That's totally cool too. Breathing into that stretch. Leading with your heart coming back up. Taking that right heel and bringing it towards the left side of the mat with your toes towards the center of the mat for an IT band stretch along the outer length of your right leg. Minding your hips, trying to square them to the front of the mat. You can stay here or lengthening through the spine out of your hips and then coming down over the leg. Being mindful of how much you go forward and down through this stretch. It's an intense one, so listen to your body, don't overdo it. And then leading with the heart and coming back up. Let's go back to half Hanuman. So pick up the foot and bring it parallel out in front of out of your hip. Then rolling forward onto the right foot. Let's come up into a crescent lunge. So leaning forward, you can probably feel a nice lengthening in your front left hip flexor, and bringing arms to sky, fingertips to sky, arms parallel to one another. You can then bring the arms down into angel wings to open across the chest. That's always nice. And coming back up, fingertips to sky. If you want to put your hands down onto your front thigh, or you can rest your forearm on your front thigh, whatever feels good for you. And you can stay here, or you can bend the back legs, bringing the heel towards the glute and capturing the left foot with your left hand. And doing a bit of a quad stretch. Making sure you're feeling stable in your front foot. If you want to put your right hand down on the floor for some extra balance, you can absolutely do that. And leaning forward for more of a stretch, or leaning back for less of a stretch. And then gently bringing the foot down. Let's push into a low lunge. So hands framing the front foot. Making sure there's stability between your feet. I would open up my feet just a little bit so they're hip width apart. And then come up to a high lunge. You can have your hands on your front thigh or bring hands to sky. And now rotating the back foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat. Making sure that front heel is in line with back arch. Let's bend the front knee, making sure we can see our front toe. Opening up the arms into a T, nice and broad across the chest, nice strong in the shoulder blades. For warrior two, looking over our right fingertips, feeling fierce. And then straighten the front leg and tip the torso and the right arm over the right leg. And then windmill the hands down so that the right arm is coming down and the left fingers are pointing to sky. And you can either have your right hand on your right leg, and that's okay, or you can drop it down to the floor. But let's make sure that we feel nice and stable in our feet and that we rotate our chest so that we're imagining like we're between two panes of glass. And that can help you to rotate your chest a little bit backwards. It's nice and open. And let's come back up to warrior two. Arms in a T, looking over that right arm. Shoulders down away from your ears. Make sure you can see your front big toe. It's important for alignment. Now let's bring the feet parallel to one another and bring the arms up to high prayer for star pose. Shoulders down away from the ears. We're not like scrunched up. And now let's bring the feet hip width apart to Tadasana. Opening up across the chest, shoulder blades slightly together, fingertips down towards the mat. Now we're gonna try balance pose. So a couple tips. If it's helpful, you can go near a wall, because that's helpful just in case you need that support. You can always keep your hand on the wall if you like, or just have it close by. If you're on, if your mat's kind of plushy, mine is kind of plushy, I'm used to it by now, but if you want to just step back onto the floor, you can. That might help with stability. Either way, find a place you feel comfortable and stable, and then shift your weight into the left foot. Be mindful of your open chest stance, shoulder blades together, nice long spine, crown to sky. Let's lift up the right knee so that thigh is parallel to floor and the calf's at a 90-degree angle. And if you're feeling good here, slowly bring the leg to the right. You can hold the leg if you want. That's okay. There's no harm in that. If you want to let it go, you can. Keep your hands in prayer position. That's okay too. And bring it back to center with control. And bring it back down. Let's step out again to warrior two. So front heel parallel to back arch, back foot parallel to back of the mat. Bend knee, front knee over ankle, and make sure you can see your big toe and the arms out in a T. And windmill the hands down to a low lunge. And back to tabletop. Bringing the left leg forward into a half Hanuman. So heel on the ground, heel on the mat, toes to the sky, leg nice and long, as straight as you can. Hips square to the front of the mat. Lengthen through the spine if you like. And then if you want to, you can come down over the leg. Breathing into the stretch in the back of the leg. Keeping the toes to sky. Leading with the heart coming back up. Let's take left heel over to right side of mat. Toes pointing towards center. Staying here or lengthening through the spine and coming down. Breathing into that IT band stretch. Trying to relax. It's possible. Leading with the heart coming back up. Heel back straight out in front of the leg. Half Hanuman. Coming forward onto the left foot, leaning forward, feeling the stretch in the right hip flexor. Bringing the hands up, overhead, fingertips to sky, or if you feel better, you can have your hand on your thigh too. Either one is okay. Then bringing your hands to your thigh or hand to the floor if that's better for you. Right hand to the floor. And reach back, bend your right shin, heel into your glute, and have a nice quad stretch. Actually, my mistake. You could grab it with your right hand, not your left. What was I thinking? I mean, theoretically, either would be fine, but I guess right's more comfortable. And then you can have your left forearm onto the front top thigh, or hand to floor, whatever makes you feel stable. Shifting forward if you like, shifting back if that's better. Dropping that back foot now. And tucking the back toe, coming up to low lunge. Widening your stance a bit so you feel nice and stable. Coming up to high lunge, either hands on front thigh or fingertips to sky. Rotating the back foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat. Bending the left knee over left heel, making sure you can see your left big toes. Arms out in a T, looking over the left fingertips, warrior two. Nice and broad across the chest. Straighten that left leg. Pivot the torso forward over the left leg, then windmill the hands down. Left hand either to your leg or the floor. Right hand to sky. Breathing. Imagining those panes of glass that you're between, so you're going to rotate your chest towards the right. Coming back up now to warrior two. Bending that front knee. Arms in a T. Then making your feet, pivoting that left foot so it's parallel to the right foot. Bringing the hands up overhead to a star pose. And I'm going to turn around so you don't have to look at my back the whole time. So it's not as nice, I don't think. We're going to do the balance on the other side. Being near the wall if you need to. Coming off your mat if you need to. Whatever helps you feel stable. Being in Tadasana, feet hip width apart. Shoulders down away from your ears, fingertips towards the ground. Just setting yourself up. Shifting the weight to the right side this time. Lifting the left leg up, left thigh, parallel to the floor. Staying here or shifting it, the leg to the left. You can hold the leg, you can hold the wall, you can let the leg go if you feel good about that. Hands to prayer position, sometimes hands out to the side, like a tree can help with balance, that's okay too. And then back to center, into the floor. Back to star. Hands to high prayer, feet apart, parallel to one another. Pivot the left foot forward. Bend the knee, knee over heel, arms to a T. Windmill the hands down to low lunge. And back to tabletop. From here, let's walk the hands just a little bit forward, a couple inches. And bring the right foot so that it's right beside the right hand, on the outside part of the right hand, for lizard pose. And you can stay here, or you can come down on your forearms. And And you can stay here, or you can tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Wherever you are is just great today. Your forearms are reaching towards the top of the mat, fingertips spread for stability. Breathing. Don't hold your breath, don't clench, try to relax. Relax your head. Dropping the knee if you lifted it up. And coming back to tabletop. Walking the hands forward a little bit. This time taking the left foot and placing it just outside of the left hand. From here, you can drop down onto your forearms. You enjoy how that feels. And if you'd like a little more, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And breathe. And see if there's any place you can soften while you're here. I mean, there are some places that are innately going to be engaged, like your abs and your leg. Maybe you can soften a little bit in your hands, your face. And drop the back knee if you took that pose. And come back to tabletop. And from here, come to a seat with your legs straight in front of you. From here, I'm actually going to change things up a little bit. Let's take our feet and bring soles of feet together in the midpoint of your mat in front of you. So your legs should look like diamonds, the diamond shape. This is a seated star, being nice and tall and long in the spine. And you can stay here or leading with the heart, coming forward and coming down to wherever point feels good for you. You may be on your hands, you may be down on your forearms, you may be further down. Whatever feels pleasantly challenging for you is good. And wherever you are, trying to relax and soften your body a bit. Leading with your heart, coming back up. Leading with the heart encourages your spine to be long so you don't have the compression in your back. Let's separate the feet nice and wide. Actually, we're going to separate the feet nice and wide, yes, but then let's bring the right foot and fold it in, bringing your heel in close to your pelvis. So when your right leg is bent in and your left leg remains long, with your foot flexed and toes pointed to the sky on the left side. Being aware of your posture, rooting down through your sitting bones and lengthening up through your spine and your crown. Let's tilt the torso to the right, so towards your bent leg. Let's lift the arms to sky, dropping the left arm so it's alongside your inner left leg, and then bringing the right arm so it's up and over, reaching towards the left toes, and then trying to encourage your right shoulder back to lift your chest a little bit more towards the sky. This is revolved Janu Shishasana. Don't ask me to spell that. Revolved would be okay. Janu Shishasana is a little harder. And coming up, let's switch sides. So bring the right leg out to the side, nice and long, toes to sky. Left leg folded in, heel towards your groin. Being mindful of your posture, feeling the sitting bones and the ground, feeling your spine nice and long, crown to sky. Let's turn the torso towards the left bent leg. Bringing the arms up overhead, fingertips to sky. Then draping the right arm along the inner part of your right leg. Rotating your chest to the sky as you bring the left arm up and over, fingertips yearning towards your toes. And if you need to adjust your legs, you will need to bring your legs closer together or legs further apart, that's okay. Just adjust in a way that feels good for you, or you can just leave it the way it is. Maybe that feels good too. And then coming back up. Let's come onto our back. Laying down with our knees pointed toward the sky and feet flat on the floor. And we're going to place our arms alongside our body with our palms face down on the mat. I like to adjust my fingertips down more towards the, top of the mat to bring my shoulders down away from my ears. Even in this position, it's nice to encourage that ears and shoulder separation, a little bit of space. Then pushing into the feet, into the heels, lifting up the hips, bridge pose, rolling your shoulder blades in towards one another, palms on the mat, hips up, knees parallel to one another and in line with your hips. So knees not like this, splayed out to the side, knees in towards one another, but not touching, just nice parallel to one another and in line with your hips. And breathe. And lower it gently down with control. Let's bring the knees into the chest. And if you like, you can gently rock back and forth. I like that. It's sort of relaxing for the low back. It's a little bit of a massage. And coming to a gentle stop. Let's plant the feet one more time. Hands, palms on the mat. Fingertips spread, fingers nice and spread. Lifting that pelvis up, rolling the shoulder blades together to open across the collarbones. Being mindful of the distance between your knees, so knees in line with hips. And you can stay here, or if you want, you can reach the hands, clasp them underneath your butt, but on the mat, clasp together. Lifting up that pelvis, relaxing your neck, not squishing it towards your chest. There's no need for that, just trying to relax it. And lower down. Let's lengthen the left leg all the way down. We'll bring the right leg in towards our body, hug it in with our arms. And then drape the right knee over to the left. You may want to pick up your hips to do that, just to help with the body alignment, being in one long line in the center. You can put your left hand and gently place it on your outer right knee. You can either look straight up towards the sky or look to the right. I sometimes like looking towards the sky. Try to keep your shoulders on the ground, and what can help with that is putting your right arm in a half goalpost position. Now, if you're happy here, you can stay here, or we can try cat pulling its tail, which is kind of fun. We can extend the right leg forward, just extend it long. You can either hold the leg with your left hand, your calf or your upper thigh, or if you can grab your right toes with your left hand, that's great. And then you can bend your left leg in towards your glute, left foot towards glute, and capture it with the right hand. And try to rotate your shoulders so that they're in contact with the mat. Cat pulling its tail. And try to relax here. And then release and unwind. Just aligning your spine nice and long, head and pelvis in line. Then this time we're going to lengthen our right leg, bring our left leg in, hug it in. And gently, as we exhale, bring the left leg to the right side of our body, lifting up our hips and adjusting if we need to. If you want, you can rest your right hand on your left leg. You can bring the left arm into a half goalpost and bring your shoulders in contact with the mat. If your knee doesn't touch the floor, that's totally fine. Nothing to worry about. And then if you want, you can stay here or you can straighten that. I have to move over. I need some space between this and the wall. You can lengthen out the left leg and capture it with your right hand, either at your toes, your shin, or your thigh. And then bend the right heel towards your glute and capture it with your left hand, bringing the shoulders in contact with the mat. Gaze towards the ceiling. And breathe. And maybe smile. Yoga feels good. And then unwind. How are we doing for time? Okay. It's about that time. Holy cow. Let's move into Savasana by lengthening the legs straight and long, feet slightly separated, about hip width apart-ish. Toes relaxing to the side. Spine, check your spine, it's nice and long. Your shoulders and back are relaxing into the mat. Your arms are long beside you, palms facing up. Your eyes are closed. Your tongue is gently resting at the back of your top row of teeth, back middle. And let's do a body scan. And just see how you feel. Maybe starting at your head, scanning through your face. Checking your shoulders, maybe bringing them down a little bit if they were a little higher up. Scanning your back and your chest and your abdomen and your belly. Checking your arms, moving from the shoulder through the upper arm and the lower arm and all your fingers. Seeing how everything feels. Moving through your pelvis. And your upper legs. Oops, your glutes. Don't forget your glutes. They're important too. Checking them out. Your upper legs and your lower legs and your knees. And your ankles and your feet. And we started the practice with the mantra of breathe in and let go. And maybe identify if there's something you managed to let go of throughout the course of this class together. Maybe, hopefully, you managed to let go of some of the stress of your day. Maybe some of the things on your mind, maybe some of the tension in your body. Maybe you let go of, your to-do list just for an hour and got to enjoy just doing something nice for you. All of which are lovely. And now just wiggling your fingers and toes, get a little movement into your body. Let's plant our feet onto the mat. rolling over to one side, hands like a pillow. And then pushing up and into a seat.